Yo, what's goody goody good, Soul Tribe? What's good? What's good? I hope you're doing well, keeping swell, and hopefully your day was not hell. Hey man, as I say that, I'm just thinking about that saying about new levels, new devils, you know what I mean? So even as we rise, as we ascend, we are going to face challenges, tests on those new levels. At every point of ascension, it doesn't mean that we are exempt from any challenges. It just actually reminds me of a video I did not so long ago about that exact same thing. That even as we continue to grow and evolve, I think, we're going to go through these alivings, unalivings, dark night of the soul, um, ego unaliving. YouTube is not so big on that word, but I think you guys get it. But yeah, man. Here we are, just going deeper within. As always, we're here on the journey within. But yeah, let's go ahead. So yeah, as always, greetings Soul Tribe. Thank you for being the vibe. It's your host doing the most, G3E, the one and only, none other, none other. Welcome to another episode of the Daily Spread where we take the journey within. And on this path we are led, yeah? Ooh, we moving, we grooving. Oh, it's interesting. I'm getting something very close to the ground, almost like a snake or a crocodile or, just a very low moving creature. But yeah, we take the journey within, and on this path we are led. Thank you, God, our angels, guardians, and ancestors, and all beings for wishing us well. Thank you so much. May this reading and message be swell and in the highest vibration of love. That's where we dwell. So yeah, oh, what is this? Okay, let's get that out the way. So yeah, it's interesting, is just like tidying up here, getting out some more cards that I haven't used in a while. These are the Animal Spirit Tarot deck or Oracle deck, and then this is the Wild Unknown Tarot deck. And just after I did like my cleansing and clearing, the Ten of Pentacles popped out. And I was also like, still working with the crystal deck from yesterday or the previous reading. And as I was just like getting that out the way and shuffling it, cleansing and clearing it, then these three popped out here. So I just got this message from Spirit that this is actually where they want us to start. And I'm very much led to actually putting these decks together and like merging them. Actually, let's see what we have at the bottom. We've got a camel, and we've also got the Father of Cups. Wow. Interesting how like a camel also holds water, and we've got the cups energy over here. This is definitely giving an energy about not being emotionally stable, not uh, being able to keep your cool in a type of a situation. And then I'm just, thinking about a camel. I mean, it's a vessel for holding water, right? Even in like through the desert, through like here as we're seeing, in the dark times. So it's almost like even when we are faced with these trials and tribulations, can we ensure that we remain true and studious and keep true to the mission, the things that we've learned. So yeah, this is the first time doing this. I'm just feeling like, yo, bruh, these cards want to be read together. And I mean, considering that they were created by the same person, it's like, it's almost like two different aspects of the feminine that was coming through for me. I initially thought of these as like brother and sister, but I was corrected. Like both of these decks are actually quite feminine in nature. So yeah, let's see what we get for ourselves here today. So far, we've got the buffalo and the zebra. Okay, you're saying these three as well. Okay, but we're gonna put these down over here. Okay, you're saying one more on this side. Son of Wands. Okay. Okay. Let's see what you got for us, gang. Wow, this deck is huge right now, right? Okay, saying this one. Okay, so we got 2-2 so far. Okay, let's see. Thank you for coming through, gang. Okay, saying stop here. Which one? This one. Okay. This one, and then this one as well. Okay. Another one. And another one. And another one. And another one. Okay, cool. All right, we got it. We got it. And then this one also is chilling down here. Same with this. Okay, looks like we got 6 animals. So yeah, very interested in seeing where this goes. And at the bottom of the deck, we've got Justice. But with it being in the reverse position, I'm looking at this as an injustice. Interesting how, you know, I've even been led to keep like cards on the left and cards on the right. I think this is like, you know, a his and her, or, you know, 2 parts of a situation that we're going to be looking into. And it kind of comes across as like, you know, this is the center card, that it is an injustice. I mean, even just looking at this sword cutting in between. Oh, what you're trying to show us here. Oh, so many colors, so many rainbows. And I was just thinking about that as I looked at the 10 of Pentacles. And then behind that, we have the Empress card. So, wow, interesting. It's like, you know, there's something that Spirit is coming through with right now to tell us that this is an unjust situation where, you know, I'm seeing, you know, the rainbow on this side, the rainbow on this side. It's almost like speaking to 2 different aspects coming through with like energies that could have come like merged together. It looks like everything was actually fit. You know, it looks like this was a perfect fit. It seemed as though it was that, but then actually it was revealed to not be the case. You know, these 2 people could have actually balanced each other out, or this situation could have had some balance, but in this case, it's not. For this 10 of Pentacles to come out as the first card, you know, it's actually like leading me to thinking about how, you know, this is what could have happened, or this is still the desire to have this long-lasting success, you know, abundance in everything earthly, you know, like abundance of time, abundance of money, abundance of connection, energy as well. You know, this is definitely coming through as an energy. And if I'm looking at, you know, how these are also in alignment, you know, it's like things were going to align, but clearly it was being affected here. And then another card that we have is the Daughter of Pentacles in reverse. And it's like now there's a new way to reevaluate how to get to this rainbow. You know, I'm also looking at it in 2 ways, is to say what you may have thought as being your completion, you know, with the number 10, you're actually going to achieve it by yourself. Or it's a matter of saying like, this idea of this union between these 2 energies, these 2 peoples, you know, I'm even getting something about it being a situation, could even be like a masculine and feminine as well. Swap the roles as necessary, but it's like you're gonna get something better now because whoa, okay, I'm getting it actually in a different way because it's reversed. It's like we can actually take this 1 step back. You know, it's a matter of saying 10 minus 1 is 9. And the 9 of Pentacles speaks to like that personal success, that personal fulfillment. So I think this was the recognition that, you know what, this wasn't the place for you to like flex that muscle. This wasn't the place for you to learn how to actually use your energy. You know, this speaks to, you know, the Daughter of Pentacles, which is like the Page of Pentacles. All the Pentacles, all the pages or daughters ultimately speak to learning and study, you know, getting more information. So it's like you are, or in fact in this reading, we're getting more information as to why this wasn't the union that we once thought it was. Because now, you know, I was thinking how if this was in the upright, it actually would have been the 11. It would have been an addition to say, even though we have this full completion with the 10 of Pentacles, we can still learn more, we can still add more and go into deeper study, deeper introspection. But with this one, I'm just getting a sense of like, okay, we're actually taking a step back because we don't want to like even repeat past mistakes or unlearn some of the things that got us to this place. So it's like, rather you be happy on your own than be in a situation with other people that is bringing about an injustice. Wow. Interesting. I'm gonna leave it right there. And yeah, I think those cards needed to come out in that way, of course. And then now the new card at the back of our deck is, you know, the Empress in reverse. This is definitely not a place where you are going to, or a situation, or a person, or, you know, an environment ultimately where you are going to be able to create or be your most like beautiful self, you know, in your feminine. Ultimately, this was like taking you out of that. It's getting you out of alignment within that nurturing, that mothering energy. I'm even getting it in a sense of like it actually could have been too much feminine. So this is like maybe someone who's like overbearing, or it's like smothering. It's like it's overwhelming actually. So that's what's coming through there. Interesting, how we have the number 3 here, and we have 3 cards. And I was also getting that moon energy, which came through. There's a specific card that had the moon energy. Oh, at the beginning, the cards at the bottom was the camel. With the moon energy, I'm always thinking about moon cycles and things like, changing over time, just like a moon cycle does. But then it also speaks to a period of us like going within, introspection. The moon also is like speaking to like a Pisces energy. You don't have to be a Pisces, but I'm just saying that, with it being like the last sign in the zodiac, it's also speaking to, how like lost is in, how do things last. But then also, if it's the last sign, how many changes had to occur? So this is speaking to, like going within and seeing how is it that we need to even balance the opposite energy to this, which would have been the Emperor, But yeah, there definitely feels like there was just too much feminine energies. It's even coming through as like maybe it's like 2 feminine energies that are trying to like, compete with each other at odds. And again, that's why it's coming through like this. With this injustice. I mean, these are 2 cats. There's a feral energy over here, an animalistic energy coming through as well, where these 2 females or these 2 cats could have actually come together and created something very beautiful. But ultimately, there was a misalignment, and now you as the collective are being called back to yourself. Wow, that's very interesting. Alrighty. Let's see. Okay, Spirit's like for the balance right now. They're asking me to cut this deck. Okay, let's put you on this side and put you on this side. All right. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, we're going to put the Empress on that side in reverse. And then what do we have here? This is the 10 of Swords in reverse. So, this speaks to, I think about the journey of the swords where you are learning how to live your truth. You are learning how to ultimately conquer the mind, being aware of wisdom and thought and mastering your thought. And with this being in the reverse, this is a very positive message. It's because, you're at a point where you realize that this isn't your completion. This isn't how things came together. But then now you have an opportunity to, drop your burdens, drop your swords, and actually rise and ascend and become better as a result of this. Earlier on I was getting an energy about, like a land, low-lying creature. And here I am, of course, seeing this, cow or ox that would be on the ground. So it's like, even though you were, being this animal that, could provide. I'm just thinking about how most people eat beef, right? Okay, some of us are plant-based. But I'm just thinking about how, beef is like such a common animal. I'm even thinking about how in India, like, they very much look after cows and so on. So it's like you weren't even being seen for your true self. You weren't being appreciated for the truth that you brought to a situation. I'm even getting something about your truth perhaps being used against you for some reason. But then it also looks like you sticking to that is actually what's like bringing about this change. It's like your truth was revolutionary and also revelation, revelation, that's coming through both of the things at the same time. And I think it's also a reminder to say, what, whenever you do see situations that don't align, where there's an imbalance, you need to exercise some discernment and actually draw a boundary. You don't actually have to use these swords against other people, because the truth is the truth. There's no denying it. But again, truth to one person might not be truth to another. So I think this is a recognition of you living your own truth and staying within your bag, your divine feminine, which would have been, in this case, 10 minus 1 being the 9. So I'm appreciating that. In the previous reading, we were speaking about something about the eyes as well. And I think, there was something with these eyes, being pierced. It's like there was something that was like trying to like, cast a veil over your eyes or make you see the situation in a different way. But I think that is actually being revealed now. If I look at this as like, from top to bottom, as if it's gravity, I always think of this in this way where, well, not always, but sometimes, where like this, the swords are being removed, because it's coming down. And same with this situation where, yes, it was an injustice, but the weapons that they were going to form against you or try to form against you have ultimately been removed, because here we are with the clarity again. Interestingly, how like, we have all these rainbow colors here in the middle, and it's speaking to, I'm getting like all the chakras of the full spectrum, whereas on either side we can see that like, there's some points of darkness surrounding these cards. Black and white, the yin yang as well, that's coming through there. But then, with this card being on this side and how Spirit directed me to it, it's like, as long as you can focus on these loving energies, with the pink, I'm getting rose quartz as well. That might just be a good crystal to keep around you. But also with the red and the purple, it's like you are balanced within yourself, because, I'm thinking red being our root chakra, and then purple being, like from the third eye. And how does it connect to this as well, because it's like you saw this thing. And with the tree being a white tree, I mean, that's already taking us to the crown. So it's like Spirit is actually helping us ground this energy, to bring in the love, to bring in the stability, and then also, to bring in this new vision. Interesting. Alrighty, so I'll get into the other crystal. In fact, okay, they're saying let's just do it right now, might as well. So the crystals that we have here is the tektite, we have the garnet, and we have the labradorite. So with these, I'm just getting a sense of like, the energy that was around the situation. I'm actually wondering, is this Spirit, is this the current energy? Yes, okay. Are we doing like past, present, future here? Okay, hold on. Are we doing past, present, future here? No. Okay. But is it a comparison between these two sides? Yes, it is. Okay, I know we're definitely getting this current energy here. And I'm also getting now with me even, using the pendulum, that this is one side of the situation. This is another side of the situation. And with all of these animal cards that I've put face down, we're just going to get something to close the message with that. Honestly, I don't even plan these readings. I don't know how they're gonna come out. I'm just like going with it, like, okay, Spirit, show me what you got, real mama. Show me what you got, shawty. Show me what you got. Hey, hands up and wave. Show me what you got. Show me what you got. Oh wow, man. Yo, I used to watch a lot of MTV, man. And MTV, when they still used to play music videos and stuff before it was full of reality shows, I used to see that song play a lot. I was actually in high school. Whoa, man. And it's crazy. I think Spirit's actually reminding me of the story for a reason. But it's like, I used to think I'd be watching cartoons all the time. That's actually how I convinced my mother to get us DSTV. For those who are not in South Africa, that's like what, satellite or cable TV. I don't know what you guys would call it, wherever you are in the world. But yeah, that's the best way I can describe it. So, it's like, yeah, I know I'm going to be watching all these cartoons, but lo and behold, I'm just like on Trace, I'm on MTV, I'm on MTV Base, I'm on Channel O, and I'm just like tuning into the music actually. And I think, that's also around the time that I actually started making music more seriously. So it's interesting how like, you think you're getting into a situation with one intention or with one desire, but then you get something else out of it. You learn something else out of it. Wow. I don't know how that's going to connect to this reading, or if somebody needs to hear that for some reason, but yeah, man, show me what you got. So it's the zebra in reverse, the buffalo in reverse. Ooh, interesting how the buffalo and this ox kind of are linking together in a sense, but looks like this one's bigger, of course. We have the 8 of Pentacles in reverse, more pentacles, more pentacles. 6 of Pentacles in reverse, more pentacles again. Oh, this is like, yo, guys, this could have to do something with your work, your career, your home, your money, your time, your energy, definitely something like that. And then Dragonfly upright. So crazy, like 4 cards in reverse, but then it looks like, there's an opportunity to, rise above this. So I like that it's ending off positively. But let's actually put this down. Let me actually go two by two. Then we're gonna get into the dragonfly, right? So, as I'm thinking about the zebra, zebras are horses that people don't actually ride, and I'm getting something about like somebody was trying to take you for a ride, and because you saw like it was out of balance, you actually like didn't get into this thing, like you didn't participate. With the zebra, I'm getting something about creativity as well. I mean, just look at its third eye there being a triangle and having this spectrum. It's almost like you can see situations like ahead of time. You're getting like these intuitive hits about people who might even see this creative energy that you have and then actually try to like take advantage of it for some reason. But then again, because you are looking for like mutual experiences, like things that are reciprocal to you, you realize that like, nah, this isn't gonna work for me. And I'm even looking at the ears right now. It's like you sense this thing. You opened up your third eye, you opened up your ears, you listened, and you saw that it wasn't actually gonna, work out for you. So I think this is also speaking to a bit of like a rebellious nature as to, if zebras aren't the horses to ride, you had to like stand firm in that. So, I'm getting that in the upright position, it could have been a position for you to express yourself and your creativity, but it had to be switched around because this isn't what you were going to allow. Yeah. Oh, with the thunder bolts over here, I'm getting that this was a tower moment, I'm getting that this was also taking you out of your element. I'm getting something about water, and this could also be like a water buffalo. And I'm also getting something about how, if we're thinking about this being the cow, this could be like a masculine aspect. It's almost like this person was trying to prove, like using their strength in the wrong way, like trying to assert themselves in a way of like trying to, show you that they had more power, more dominion or over you. It's like a false emperor in a sense. That's what's coming through over here. I'm also getting, with this thunder here, I'm getting like a tower moment in reverse. It feels like, this person asserted themselves so much, or this situation actually asserted itself so much. It's like everybody fell to their whims. Everybody fell to, their ways of being and doing things. But then it's like you didn't allow that, you didn't fall to this structure. You didn't fall to their manipulation tactics. That's what's coming through over here. I'm even getting how with this thorn, not this, well, it's a thorn. Yeah, they tried to like prickle you. They tried to get at you to try to get you to submit, but you didn't submit. But that's the thorn. But I was thinking about it as a horn as well. So it's like you spoke up about something, you sounded the alarm like an actual horn. But I'm also thinking about how, you actually put them down with your truth. You put them down in seeing that, even though they try to prove themselves as more masculine or the biggest ox or the biggest four-legged creature, you showed them that, they actually couldn't get to you. I'm also getting something about this person and something to do with hair. I don't know if maybe they even compared, like maybe you have longer hair than them, or, there's just something about you presenting yourself as like, if this is two feminines, it's like you appearing more feminine and them comparing themselves to you. I don't know if this person actually is part of like LGBTQ, if they identify as something else, or anything else other than maybe just feminine. They could be non-binary as well. But I'm just getting something about how, even if, let's say, you are of the same sex with this person actually finds you attractive, but then they don't admit it to themselves. They find you to be quite creative. They actually admire so many things about you, but they are not admitting it. It's like, even if, let's say, it's like two opposite people, could be, let's say, a male and a female, but then they admire the female aspect in you or that creative aspect in you that they too have themselves, but then they are not at the same level of embodiment as you. I'm also getting how, like from lamb, I'm getting this as the lamb. It's like you are the GOAT, you know, you're like the greatest of all time. It's like there's something about a recognition as to how you have, you know, like this. You've done this work on yourself, but then they realize that they, you know, with this Eight of Pentacles in reverse, it's like they haven't done that work to actually harness that energy or cultivate it within themselves. And that's why they now try to outsource it from other people. But then, you know, you as the collective are not being taken for this ride because there's like something about the truth that was being presented here that they weren't seeing. This is the Seven of Cups. Yeah, and you know what? You were ultimately presenting them with an option, a pathway to seeing what would actually fulfill their cup. I mean, there, you know, with the moon again, with the introspection. But it's like, you know, I'm looking at how this cup looks like it's about to fall onto the sun. These two opposite sides weren't actually seen for their strengths and weaknesses ultimately. And I think there was more comparison that took place, and that one thing that actually could have led them forward, you know, to go beyond this mountain, to go beyond this phase of like darkness or introspection, was not being seen. And it's like they are actually now more giving themselves reasons as to why they should have treated you the way that they've treated you. Okay, interesting. Let's see. Spirit says one more. And Father of Swords, yeah, you know, they're not practicing discernment. And it's like it was available to them. You see, it was available to them. I mean, that's why we have this one cup here. And look at the sword with the rainbow all over again. It's like you are one step away from wisdom, one step away from applying this like judgment or this swift decisive action, but then not taking the, you know, the leap, or not taking that dive. You know, I'm thinking about how, you know, they say that early bird gets the worm, and it's like it would like just like fly in and dive and get it and like make its way out. It's like you have this whole sword, you have this ability to be swift, you know, to cut through the noise, but then you're not doing it, you know. So yeah, it kind of comes across as that's actually what was happening over there. Okay, actually, Spirit says it's time. So again, yeah, with this Eight of Pentacles, you know, being right in the middle here, I think, you know, there's something about not doing the work, not actually, you know, putting the time in and actually stacking your things up, you know, putting things in order, realizing that you need like goals, routine, some type of a structure. Because it's in reverse, it kind of looks like, you know, they maybe were even spending their time building in the wrong place. That's why the structure had to fall apart. It's like building on shaky foundation as well. So it's like those efforts that they put in are actually like in vain, because they were like, again, taking a bet on something that wasn't actually true. And here, the whole reason why this is happening, you know, with the Six of Pentacles in reverse, this card speaks to giving and receiving. So again, with it being money and work, you know, work is definitely coming through quite a lot here. But if this is also a home situation, I think, you know, it's about also evaluating like how is time being spent in this engagement, in this team, in this union, in this family, in this bond. And it's like there's a recognition that it was taking more than it was giving. I mean, for us to even see this plant in reverse, it's like it wasn't taking root, it wasn't leading to more growth, it wasn't leading to more expansion. And it's like these pentacles are like separated, you know. It's like, here are these multiple opportunities that they try to take, and it looks like they were actually quite close to getting something right. But then even as things progressed, it made it very clear that, you know, this isn't going to come together in the way that they once thought. If anything, that's why we have the dragonfly over here. We have an emergence to say, you are, you know, we've been talking about over the last few readings about being, you know, your full holistic self. It's like when you took the time to get back to yourself and you thought, does this feel good? You realize that in your mind, your body, and your spirit, it wasn't for you. So you needed to transform. You are actually in a position to transmute this energy, to say, actually, you know, I can get back to, you know, thinking about the triangle, I can get back to my creative self and now just take leap, take flight. I'm also getting something about how, you know, when you are your most creative self, when you can like transmute and transform this energy, you know, your true honest nature will shine through, because it's coming through as though like, you know, the things that you communicate are very important and powerful. That's also what's coming through with the, you know, with the Ten of Swords in reverse there. But then it's also like you are pouring from your heart, with the green as well as with the blue there at the same time. And then, dragonfly, speaking to dragon spirit, I remember last year I actually heard this from, what's that chick's name, man? Flip. Okay, I'll remember. But anyways, um, she's speaking to how she spoke to how last year was the year of the dragon, and even like the dragons were like making themselves known last year to us. So I think there was something that you might have experienced in 2024 that now woke you up in 2025, where you can now like elevate, ascend, and actually, the dragon is flying. It's like that dragon spirit within you was like laying dormant. It's like, what's that movie, Learning How to Train Your Dragon, or like Teach Your Dragon How to Fly? Hey man, that cartoon. What? Yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about. Anyways, Teach Your Dragon How to Fly, or Learning How to Train Your Dragon, or something. It's like you learned how to do that. And again, I'm even being reminded of, this Daughter of Pentacles. It's like you're not going to forget those lessons about how you actually broke out of your shell. I know this is a dragonfly, but I'm also getting an image of a butterfly as well, where, the strength required to break out of the cocoon is what's actually going to help the butterfly take flight. So you are now even leaving whatever they tried to hold you or trap you in. It's almost like they presented a situation that looked like it was very fitting to you, but you kind of like saw through this whole thing. I'm even looking at the wings being transparent, and what's actually shining through the most is your heart and your honesty, your transparent nature, that you didn't have any like false agendas or schemes or plans. And that's actually what's coming through the most right now. Wow, that's dope. That's really dope. All right, what we got on the other side? Okay, more tarot on this side. So this side we also got 5. 5, 5. These being number 5s, the 5 speaks to like change. And with 5, 5 coming together, that's 10 reduced to 1. So change for the 1, change for you, the collective. And I mean, look at this, Son of Wands. We've got 1 wand there. And this Son of Wands is speaking to, okay, I'm getting now that low creature as well. I was getting something on the ground, and I was like lead and path and stuff, and here's a snake. And I mean, even this World card here looks like a snake. Kind of gives Ouroboros vibes as well, with the scales and like the rounding up. Looks like this circle is like closing things off. This situation's being closed off. I mean, there we go. Another confirmation about the 2 energies. These energies are like not in alignment with the 2 of Cups in reverse. And then again, here, here's an alignment with the Empress card, how we were speaking about how, if there was an Emperor and an Empress, these 2 trees are like, going in different directions. I'm also getting something about as above, so below. It's like this couldn't allow like alchemy, or no balance could actually take place here. And again, look at that, the star. Wow, your light was being dimmed in this situation for, some reason, because you are the star. You are this creative version in this full spectrum. But yeah, let's just go deeper into this. Spirit actually wanted me to kind of give this as like an overview first. Wow. Okay. So yeah, first one, Son of Wands. This would be the Knight of Wands. This speaks to like a inconsistent energy as well. I'm getting something about how, you need to move forward with your creative passions and your pursuits. That's actually what's gonna like be of better focus to you. That's actually what's gonna bring more light to this darkness and these dark times. I'm also getting something about how like the more you like look ahead, it's looking to the right, which is like looking to the future. Look towards the things that you're manifesting. Look towards the things that you actually are trying to create. And, again, I was thinking about how, here there's like, some lack of structure or routine. It's like you focusing on what it is that you love doing is not only going to elevate you, but it's actually going to help you like get your steps in, get your structure, get your routine in. So definitely focus on the things that you're trying to create and be consistent with it. That's what's coming through here. And as I'm thinking about it, that's what's actually going to get us to move from the Son of Wands to the Father of Wands, because now you're getting into a state of embodiment rather than just like moving here and there and so on. This is also coming through as like a matchstick. It's like ignite it within yourself. And once you have done that, looking at it like curling the the snake going around this wand. It's like it's actually going to spread out into your life, and you are going to be an example of how to transmute energy. Interestingly, also, this year is the year of the snake. So how interesting that we went from the dragon as the last card here to the snake, which is the first card here. So again, that transition from 2024 to 2025. I'm also being led to say right now that all readings are timeless. So whenever this reading finds you, I think it's for you, but it's just a recognition of the energy. So right now, I think it speaks to somebody who needs to hear it today in this year of 2025. But then I think it's also just a recognition to say within the last few months or within the last year, you have learned things, and you are now needing to not only take flight, but then like shed that old version, shed that old skin, because you are evolving into this new version. Wow. The world, of course, major arcana cards. And this is like a major chapter closing. But it looks like, you know, with me thinking about this as the Ouroboros as well, it's like recognizing that I think, you know, for me, it's like, you know, biting your own tail. You're not about to like keep the cycles open for things that don't need to be opened as well. This is, of course, now speaking to closure and ending. And it's like, do you want to keep perpetuating things that are actually not allowing you to, you know, embody this new version of you? And it's like, actually, this is coming to us like actually part of the challenge. This has actually been quite difficult, where you still have like an open heart, or still allow things to continue that shouldn't actually continue because it takes you away from your light. I mean, to see that the light is there and you focusing on your stuff that you want to do, and then all of a sudden we have all this darkness coming in, but then it's like you've been protected. And that's because you are now even aware of the darkness within yourself. This is also coming through as like an eye. And again, we were saying it's because of your vision, it's because of what you see, that, you know what, you even see the light in others. It's like because you see the higher self in other people, you are always open to, confirmation verb. You are always open to engaging at a high vibrational level. But it's like at a certain point, it's chai, you know, it's over. Like you just have to call a spade and realize that this isn't the place that's going to bring you to your completion, to, you know, you coming whole ultimately again. You know, this is not even like with the circle here. It's like this is not even a cycle that you want to repeat. If anything, your ability to transmute your darkness has led you to light, because you found that the light is within. And then as you express or flex these different parts of your creativity, or you being, you know, the magician that you are now actually going to spread light in different ways, and people are going to get different signs and messages from you. It's because you've actually tapped into your feminine, you know, like you've actually allowed your feminine aspect to shine through. And that's why it's like, look, yes, the situation wasn't the one for you. It wasn't your 10 of Pentacles. It didn't like, you know, have this generational wealth. It wasn't like long lasting success, long-lasting fulfillment, long-lasting wealth, abundance. Could even be like perhaps like maybe a job that's not lasting, a home situation that's not lasting. But it's like you are now ultimately going to get that for as long as you keep going the way that you need to go. Yeah, with this Six of Cups, the challenge here is, can you leave the past in the past? And then also recognize, you know, with this tree, it's like, while some of the results might not be visible right now, know that you have planted seeds about actually, yes, about is in not about something, but about is in many places. And now that's why your roots have spread. It's like plant your seeds elsewhere. You need to, you know, grow in a different place, in a different season ultimately. I was also getting something about oh flip, what was it now? It came through as I was thinking about that about. Oh yes, your younger self, or you know, sometimes they like to call it the inner child. You know, and it was actually coming through also here with the World card. It's like your inner child, or within, at the very core. If you think of this as the iris or the middle of the eye, that's where the light comes in, and that's why it's white, right? And then look at that over there, we've got the white at the bottom as well. So it's like you starting off pure, or even remembering that childlike nature that you had, that actually, you know, was you being in your innocence, you being authentic, you being true, you being transparent or like open in a sense. Yeah, there's a word that's trying to come through. It's like very, oh, genuine. Yes, authentic. You being your genuine self. It's like when you were your genuine self, you were your most creative, your most expressive. But now, even though that is like resting within you, you firmly planted your roots in your creativity, in your expression, and what it is that you're pursuing, and how you want to, put yourself out into the world, how you want to express to the world. You realize that the world is very dull. There's a lot of like, what's that called? Snakes and mirrors, or something in mirrors, man. Yeah, again, snakes and mirrors. That's what's coming through right now. But a lot of fakeness, a lot of people trying to balance things and, bring them into alignment or into like some kind of order. But then you see that you don't necessarily fit into these environments. And here you are standing strong, standing true, but then it's still not the true expression of you. I'm even getting something about you holding back this energy for some reason. But I think here with this, being, the transitional card before we get to these other two, it's like, can you recognize that you are needing to express yourself or get some kind of fulfillment by recognizing that you want to be around places or spaces that allow you to be your childlike self, where you can be authentic and you can be genuine? Because now, it's like here I'm getting, these lines, it's like trying to keep up appearances, being, appearing in a certain order, a certain fashion. And that doesn't allow you to be expressive. It's not giving you like this blank canvas or this blank palette to be, the version that you want to be, to branch out. So just consider that like, you are actually honoring yourself by like flipping the script on this whole situation. But again, just see it for what it is. Leave the past in the past as well, And I mean, with us even looking at leaving the past in the past, I'm getting, what I was speaking to in another reading about alignment. It's like, if it doesn't feel good, then you gotta cross it out, Earlier, of course, with the buffalo, I was also getting something about a thorn, and roses have thorns. And if this is not a reciprocal exchange, if this is not an even exchange, you now start to think to yourself, like, is this a engagement that I actually want to participate in? Is it fulfilling to me? And if it is not, then you know that, it's not something that you actually want to, find yourself in. In the traditional tarot, this Two of Cups has a caduceus or caduceus, and that is like, that health sign or that health symbol. I'm actually getting the sense that like this is also affecting your health or just your state of being. And when I say health, it could be health of the mind, health of the body, health of the spirit, any of your holistic states ultimately. So it's like when you think about you being healthy, even I'm even thinking about, with this being Pentacles, like, is your energy healthy? Is your work environment healthy? Is your home healthy? Are your finances healthy? And if it's not, and you realize that it's not in alignment, then, cross it out. X marks the spot. Those places that don't feel good are the ones that are actually, identifying themselves or showing up as where you need to redivert your energy. Because like we have here with the Star, this isn't going to bring about healing. This isn't going to bring about your miracles or your manifestation. It's like whatever you've put out into the universe, it's like the universe wants to return this positive, healing, abundant, miracle type energy to you, but then it's not going to happen when you are in places that or situations that don't like necessarily meet you where you are. The universe is always listening to us, sometimes not even when we're speaking, even just from our aura. But it's like a star doesn't need a reason to shine. You just shine. You just who you are. You just yourself. So it's like, stop worrying about like the structures and how things appear to be in this outer realm or outside, and you just be you, because that's where the universe is going to meet you with these opportunities, with these experiences, and better connections ultimately that are more healthy, more healing, more uplifting. I'm thinking about how this star could like actually be, taken up again. But again, I think that's, the evaluation or the question to ask ourselves. Do you want to have your light dimmed? Do you want to keep hiding or suppressing that creative, that loving, that, that part of you that spreads light? So the Star is a very beautiful card, and I think, it just speaks to, for this energy to still be here, it shows that it still rests within you. You can still express yourself. You still have this energy within you. It's just a matter of like, changing how you think about it, changing how you view yourself as well. I'm getting something about what did we have here? You know, the Father of Swords, you know, just applying some discernment. Some people won't even see you. Some people don't understand you. And, you know, one tough truth or reality that we need to be aware of is like, you know, not everyone is going to be for you or for your energy. Some people don't even understand your energy. There's this other message I also heard on YouTube the other day where it's like, and this is from Natisha actually. Natisha's like, some people are removed from your aura, from your space, because they can't even handle the blessed version of you. And that hit me so hard because it's like, why would the universe bless you in a space where there are people who are just gonna like cast evil eye on you? You know what I mean? So some people seeing you at your highest self, that would actually hurt them. So the universe is so kind that it actually removes these people, because when you are in your balanced state, when justice is being served for you, it would actually hurt them more to see you at your best. So just remove them. You know, it's crazy to think about it like that, but it's definitely something to consider. You know, earlier we were saying this is the Empress in reverse, so definitely a smothering, it's an overwhelming energy, and here it's coming through. I mean, this isn't a group that you are going to work or collaborate with. You know, I'm also getting a third party situation. I'm also looking at this as a triangle, you know, again, more of the pentacles as well. It's like this isn't a place where you're going to build. With the this mountain being in reverse, it's like, you know, how do we like dim this big structure and put it back down? And it looks like, yeah, people were sly. You know, this cat, you know, this fox actually had intentions that you didn't know or didn't see. And, you know, this looks like the weapon that they were trying to hide behind and actually now use against you to actually like get it through your eyes. So it looks like they were trying to manipulate you again, to trick you. I'm getting like the hyenas in what's this movie, Lion King. And look at this card that's trying to pop out here. What is this? The Chariot. Yeah, you know what, you're moving ahead. You're moving ahead. Let's actually look at the story real quick. So this is seven of, right? 5, 6. Yeah, this is the Seven of Swords. Again, this is escaping like illusion, trickery. I think you saw the weapons formed against you, you know. And then again, look at that. You saw that even though you tried to be in a, you know, mutual fulfillment here, you now started to introspect and see that this actually wasn't going to fulfill you yourself. And look at that, 8 of Cups in reverse. Very tough to leave, but you need to leave the situation. Tough to leave it behind. And why was it tough to leave behind? Oh, we're getting the Father of Cups again, because, you know, it's like you try to balance this thing. I'm thinking in my mind's eye, Spirit's actually showing me how the King of Cups looks in the traditional Rider-Waite tarot deck. And it shows a king with a cup in the middle of like turbulent waters. And it's like you were just actually going to be part of this turbulence. But as a result, now you're seeing that you're leaving this like very quickly. And how interesting that at the beginning we had the zebra. And, you know, I was saying that zebras don't want to be ridden. You know, they don't want, it's the horse that you don't ride. And then now if I'm looking at it as the Chariot, it's like you actually going to a different place, because now, you know, if I'm thinking also about how this had, oh, wow. Oh man, oh man. What are we gonna say? What's that synchronicity right now with all these cards flipping over? Oh yes, it's flipped over. The situation is over. We got to see it for what it is. They tried to deceive, right? And it's like, oh shit, they caught us out. They caught us out. And actually it went and covered up these cards over here, which was the, I don't know, the grounding energy, in a sense of like this overall energy. So it's like, nah. It's like, shit, my plan didn't work for some reason. Yeah, no, the amount of bodily sensations I got right now, my ear, my nose, my arm, it's like all of it. It's like it didn't just work out. And again, we sense this thing, you know, it's actually bringing me back to like even the nose, the ears, we got it. But it's like, look at that. Because you weren't allowed to be your creative self, things went into balance. You spent some time in introspection and realized like, look at that. You took your pentacle with you. Wow, you took your pentacle with you somewhere else. And look at that. Your introspection is actually what's protected your pentacle there, because again, the Son of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, it's like this area actually caused more stagnation. The Son of Pentacles is like very slow moving, but I mean, in this case, it's like from moving very quickly to no movement at all. It's like, nah, you have to be in a different place and you have to move with your energy, your time. I'm even getting something about how with all of these different things happening, maybe a new opportunity might be like presented to you, and you're gonna like make the move, you're gonna take the leap. And I'm even getting now, it's like, don't shy away from taking that leap, actually. Oh, okay, Spirit, thank you for that confirmation. But definitely evaluate it. Definitely look to the details. I think, you just need to be very careful as to the movements that you make. But this is ultimately going to bring your son, because you have now like digested, you've gotten these downloads. I'm even getting something about being in your dream state. You don't actually have to just be dreaming to get into your dream state. I mean, you could daydream, you could just spend some time thinking about all the things that you love doing. And, that's the quickest way to like ground this energy or bring this energy back in like much quicker. How is this going? Like this, no? Or like this? Yes. Okay, interesting little background story there. Cards at the back of the deck are always telling us a little bit more about what's going on. But again, I think, it's time to actually get into these crystal cards right now. So the first one is a Tektite. Main message here is to raise your vibration. This is also a protective stone, so definitely consider like, cleansing your energy, doing something to help you stay protected. And yeah, there you go, Tektite. Raise your vibration as the main message over there. Garnet, this is, getting into your bag, strength as well, sticking to the positive energies as well. There we go with the garnet. And this one says, get into your depth, get into your bag, focus on what's you. And, with me even seeing it underneath the 10 of Pentacles, it's like you are gonna manifest more or create more by just being yourself. And Labrador, right, over here. Oh, I love this one here. Speaks to like the Labrador essence. Let me see. I actually have one right here. I don't know if you can actually see that that Labrador essence, which is, that color changing type of thing there. Kind of gives like, what is it in Alaska? That Aurora Borealis? Yeah, or like, those lights you see in the sky. But yeah, with this one, the Labradorite is protect your magic. Ooh, look at all of these colors. And, with, us looking at this Aurora Borealis type of thing going on here, or the Labrador essence. It's like that's why you are being separated from this person, because it's an injustice. They were trying to use your magic, your creativity, right? But then you protecting your magic is you now ultimately using it for yourself. So yeah, beautiful there with the Labradorite energy. All right, let's see, Spirit. You asked me to put these face down, so let's go. Wow, dragon. Beautiful synchronicity again. It's like, again, look at that with the eye. It's like you are this mystical creature. You come from a different place. You come from a different galaxy or a different time. And, I'm also getting something about dragon eggs. I'm also thinking about, what's this show? Not Watch the Throne. That's Jay-Z and Kanye. Game of Thrones. But yeah, you know what? I trust Watch the Throne. It's like, you know what? It was also with the eye, Oh, interestingly enough, how crazy is this? I don't know if this is coming through, if you can see it. It's like, if you look in the eye, it actually looks like there's a tree there. It's like you looking at where you planting your roots and so on. And I think that's very important. So yeah, just to go through this as well. I mean, this is a rainbow dragon. So it's like how you breathe fire is through your expression. And I'm also getting that as to how it was coming through with this world card in reverse. This actually looks like a merging of the dragon and the snake together as well. Very interesting. Wow, these cards are very much related, these two decks. Oh, the dolphin. Wow. And interesting how this comes into like get into your depth. And then, I was actually speaking earlier about a water energy with like this water buffalo. I think this person was getting you out of your element ultimately. If I'm also thinking about the dolphin, it's like such a loving, like earth creature. I mean, water creature. And, it's like they're taking you to earth, taking you out of your depth, taking you out of the water. But then, I'm also getting how, in the water, these animals have like that sonar, that way of like sensing things in the water. So it's like you being taken out of your depth was actually what was like even affecting your senses. And we were talking about your senses even over here, like your smelling, your seeing, your hearing. It's like, you're not going to now go and disobey your intuition. I think this is a call to say, how do you get back into your most loving, creative self and, be the dolphin? Wow. I'm getting the story about, a remembrance of about somebody being like saved by dolphins, or like the dolphins like leading or guiding the way for some reason. But yeah, it's yeah, I'm just gonna trust that. But yeah, there's something about a dolphin energy or a dolphin spirit, and just it being a loving creature for you right now. But again, don't be taken out of your depth. Whoa, what a confirmation. What a confirmation. At the beginning, did we not just say crocodile, snake, something that's very low to the land? Look at this. Thank you, Spirit. The boy coming through with the channels, man. Whoa. Ooh, interesting. To see this dragon and the crocodile. It's like crocodiles are like the dragons of this current era. I mean, just look at that eye and look at this eye over here. It's like you are not even fully seeing yourself, because this is like the zoomed in version and then this is like the zoomed out version. So it's like for you seeing the situation from like a different perspective. I'm also getting like the Hanged Man. I'm also getting Temperance as well at this time, where both of those cards show a light around the head and this illumination taking place. It kind of looks like what we're seeing over here with this confirmation burp, with this light around the Son of Wands. And Spirit's actually connecting these two things right now. It's like the more you spend time expressing yourself, the more you actually shed light on different things, and also shed light on yourself, on those parts of yourself that you've needed to express for so long. But wow, interesting. Show your teeth when you need to. And I think this is also not being scared to do that. And again, crocodiles are also, in the water as well. So it's like you are ultimately like, it's like a merging of this dragon and the dolphin is this crocodile. It's coming through like that as well. It's like you integrating these energies. The peacock, wow, also in reverse. Yo, it's crazy. These guys, this situation really yeah, they were trying to get you out of your bag. But I think, this is a remembrance to say, if it's not for you, if it doesn't feel good, then ultimately leave. If it's dimming your light, it's not popping, it's not kosher. I think somebody might be, wait, who eats kosher? Well, I don't think it's like specific to a race, right? But yeah, there's something about kosher. Yeah, but anyway, it's not kosher. I don't know if I don't know, is it like halal? Is it about like the slaughtering of the animal or something? But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, there's just something about kosher. I need to actually like learn more about that. Like what differentiates kosher from normal food and kosher from halal. But yeah, something is like, yeah, it's not kosher. It's not proper. It's not in alignment. It doesn't. I think, actually, I'm actually getting is, it's like it was a slang word back in the day, I'm also actually being reminded that that's type of thing that we used to say back when I was in high school, when I still got this DSTV. If something wasn't proper, we would say it's not kosher. So yeah, this whole thing is not kosher. But again, with me relating it to food, it's like, look at this. This looks like an apple as well. It's like you are not even able to eat in these places. You're not going to break bread with people that are not like in your bag or in your element. And then look at this, the peacock. It's like you're not even being allowed to spread your wings to express yourself. Because I mean, you've got so much to show. You've got so much to give. And I'm also getting, with this with these feathers here on the head, it's like, are you now going to hide your feathers? Are you going to hide your beauty? I mean, look at this here, with the star in reverse. It's like, why are we even in these places or situations? Why are we even allowing this? This is not the time. This is the era that we are in, for me to even see it as like the first card. It's like you have to actually protect your beauty. You protecting what is like shining light, your shining light, what is true to you. And with our last two cards, we have, hey, now, what are you saying? Are these to be flipped around? Because, I mean, one of them just fell. Okay, yes. Okay, I'll put it this way. But either way, they are next to each other. And I'll actually read them together just so we can actually see how this is like transitioning. Maybe it's like a back and forth type of a thing. But again, all of these are in reverse. So again, it's not kosher, right? It's not kosher. I'm looking at this as also like, this situation or this energy and this energy all coming back to the Ten of Pentacles. Interestingly, if I lift this up, doesn't it also look like a triangle over there? But yeah, man, it's like even all your animal spirits were in like an agreement that, yo, this is not something that we actually want to do or participate in right now at this time. Because again, your light was being dimmed, and it's like you're not actually being able to like take this movement, or be like, I'm thinking about how a cheetah moves really fast, but it's like your movements are being withheld. It's also giving me this thing about like, again, with the sonar and like the sensing as well. It's like you're not able to sense. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, this is getting deep. Hold up. With these spots, I'm getting something about you being targeted. And as much as they thought they were targeting, this firefly, I'm even seeing you, and you're like thinking about this dragonfly. It's like you being in that dragonfly energy. They thought they were getting at a firefly, but as soon as you showed that you were the dragonfly, your light was so bright that it actually like, it's like started from within you as this small thing. And even through the targeting, you were still able to radiate and now spread this thing out, right? It's like they didn't know who they were messing with. It's like, think not understanding your prey. It's like even in the wild, you think you have a small enemy, but then you realize that now you had to come out swinging. But then there's also something about how, your movement was being blocked, or your ability to shine was being blocked. But with these two coming together, it's like this firefly is actually going to guide this cheetah's movements, so that even when you aren't targeted, it's not a reason to fear your movement, but it's being more meticulous or more like, strategic with your movement, because now you've actually seen that they are trying to get you off, like, your stability or your grounding. Because here we are with this, what is this energy here, with the root chakra energy, that stability. And it's like, as soon as you take it back to the root, ooh, there we go. It's connecting now all over again. As soon as you take it back to the roots, with all the trees, you get to like kind of remember or remind yourself of what's actually like very important to you. With me even being reminded of putting this as a triangle, I mean, right there in the middle, it's like also red. I'm thinking about that Maslow's hierarchy of triangles. So it's like, as soon as you learn to prioritize and actually realize where you want to direct and focus your energy, you then now succeed and do more. And you are able to direct your energy as to what is it that you really or truly need for yourself. So yeah, man, very interesting reading. I think, overall message here is just to, for sure, get into your bag, raise your vibration, and then also, like this Labradorite was saying here, protect your magic. I'm getting energy about like people really wanting to siphon you, or even like get certain like reactions out of you, because it's like they see your ability to make things grow, to make things better. There's like a situation with you and a situation without you, and they know that with you involved, it's always going to be better for some reason. But don't let that get you down. Definitely see yourself, and don't ever forget that you are the light. You bring so much greatness, so much, wonder, so much discovery to these situations that source universe is placing you in. And again, I think it's a reminder to say, like, you know what, you are the creator of your world, your situation, of your life. So don't fear, like, tower moments, or moments that are actually, challenging you, or ultimately bringing out a different level of strength within you. And know that your feminine aspect can be there to balance you. The injustices are known, and they are ultimately being dealt with. Wow. I think that's a beautiful message right there. Let's see. Maybe we can close this off with a nice angel number. Let me just get my book over here. Let's see what we got. Let's do some book divination and stop. 532. Okay, I'll also take 531. So 531 says, stay positive about the changes you're making or are thinking of making, because the idea to make these changes is divinely guided. And then 532, trust that the ascended masters are giving you the courage and motivation to improve your life. Wow. Very beautiful. I think that aligns with very much with what we said. I'm also being reminded about how, we were speaking about the number fives on either side. And here are two numbers, or two messages with the number 5 as well. Very dope. Very, very dope. Much love and much light, gang. Have a beautiful, beautiful evening, day, morning, morning as well. Like, you gotta, like, unalive this thing and like let it rest. Maybe write a letter to the old version of yourself and actually put it to rest, so you can step into this new day, this new way, this new light, this new might, this new sight, man. Because with the vision, you're gonna step into the provision. Know what I mean? Hey, the boy gotta rhyme all the time. Peace and love, gang. Yay, yay.